fans, our second fight this evening is scheduled for three 3-minute rounds in the Front Street Fights Amateur Welterweight Division and is brought to you by NutriShop. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He comes into tonight's fight with a record of no wins to 1 loss, standing at 5 foot 11 inches tall, weighing in at 170.9 pounds. He fights out of Las Vegas, Nevada, representing Extreme Couture. Please welcome Northern McCullough. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner with a record of 1 win to 0 defeats. He stands at 5 foot 8 inches tall, weighing in at 167.6 pounds, fighting out of Twin Falls, Idaho, representing Family Fitness and Boxing. Please welcome Cesar Cervantes Jr. Our referee when the action begins is Mr. Tom Supnet.
Tom Supnet once again taking charge of the action in our second fight of the night, a welterweight bout between Cesar Cervantes Jr. and Northern McCullough. The cage door closed and locked, and we are ready for action. And no glove touch to begin as Cervantes Jr. starts to stand up and throw. He's in the black trunks, and McCullough in the bike shorts of red. More combinations. Shoot for a takedown, but a nice sprawl by McCullough and a big knee to the body.
Excellent return. Now they're jockeying for position of who's going to be dominating the cage position.
Good stuff by McCullough to kind of swing around Cervantes Jr. there, and they're back to the stand-up. Leg kick, sound connection. More combinations from Cervantes, a little clinch. He's got him up against the cage, just throwing.
Flurry of hands.
Just throwing hands at Cervantes Jr. He's throwing and throwing. McCullough staggered, and he shoots for a takedown.
Excellent. He's going to put pressure on the cage to keep those hands at bay.
What combinations by Cervantes Jr. Now the question is, can he get out of this position? Trying to take the leg. Now trying for a slam. Neither of those are going to work for McCullough.
He's got to get his hips lower. Right now their hips are at about the same level. Excellent trip, good adjustment.
And straight to back control, just standing up for free, Cervantes Jr. Minute 30 left to go in round number 1. There's a hook to the body, hammer fist to the body, pick up, can't get the slam.
Excellent defense by Cervantes.
You can see both of these men have expended a lot of energy already.
Cervantes needs to turn and face him, get those underhooks, get some separation. There you go.
He's got control of the head, just hammering away on the body.
Now Cervantes get that underhook, it's going to be much more difficult for Northern to finish that takedown.
Just getting drilled in the back is McCullough. He's trying to use that cage leverage to create something here as we're under a minute to go in round number 1.
What Northern's looking to do is he's looking to get his hands together to work that takedown.
McCullough's got his hands hooked underneath the legs of Cervantes Jr., but he's got nowhere to take him. And just fist straight to the back, just kidney shot after kidney shot.
Northern is putting a lot of pressure into Cervantes on the cage, but he's not going to be able to finish this takedown without lowering his hips and getting his hands together for that takedown.
And he's just driving the knee. We're getting down towards 10-second territory here in the first round.
I mentioned Northern was tough and durable, and he has taken every bit of those punches.
Cervantes just trying to reach around. Now he's getting some shots into the head, and McCullough's got to protect himself as the horn goes to end round 1.
If I'm in Cervantes' corner, I'm telling him those punches are great, but let's keep distance.
And it was Cervantes' flurry that got everything transitioned to more of the grapple game. He was throwing combinations left, right, and center on McCullough.
Absolutely, and he's doing great with the combinations of the punches, but he needs to control that distance a little bit more and get some more hip into it. He's throwing with his hands, he's throwing with his shoulders, so the volume is there, but the power's not. He needs to focus on getting some of those hips into those punches for that power.
So we move into round number 2 for the first time this evening in our second fight of the night. And when you're looking back at how that round transpired, if you are in Cervantes Jr. corner, you're probably thinking that he took the round and now needs to build on that, and McCullough needs to find an answer back.
I would agree.
So we'll see what both corners have said to their men as we get set for the second round, see if there's any change in strategy. Once again, it's McCullough in the red bicycle shorts, and Cervantes Jr. in the black trunks, and he comes straight out with those combinations. And he's keeping distance from McCullough, trying to sprawl that takedown. It's once again control of the back, and Cervantes able to turn.
McCullough looking for that broomstick sweep to get him down to the ground by just dragging his body weight.
Keeps trying to get the leg in for the trip as the knees come in. Cervantes Jr. creating some space, trying to move that head off the center line.
The advantage of pressuring him into the cage is that it just wears him down, it drags on him, and you can look to get those takedowns. The downside is that cage is really keeping him up.
And that's why he continues to try to hook the leg. They're spinning around, and once again a sprawl from Cervantes Jr.
Cervantes also has this whizzering where he's starting to control Northern's body and start doing footwork.
Hands keep coming in. Northern's trying to figure out a way to take him down, but it's just not working for McCullough right now. And one of the two men starting to bleed. A cut has been opened up as McCullough, with the big knees to the body, finally gets his trip. And Cervantes just gets right up again.
Good adjustment by Northern to start throwing these knees. They've been open for a while, and he's been putting a lot of pressure in. They've been lined up. I'm excited to see him take advantage of that space.
Northern's nose has been busted up and real good as he tries to avoid these hands of Cervantes. You know, it's one thing to take down Cervantes Jr. right now, which is hard enough, but then McCullough's having an even harder time keeping him on the ground.
He's doing a good job listening to his corner. They're asking to throw some knees to that leg to wear down some of that takedown defense. Cervantes is answering well, though, by spreading those legs and continuing to not let him attach his hands together.
Trying to get underhooks to Cervantes.
Cervantes may be going for a guillotine here.
Well, he's got that neck wrap pretty tight, but that's a good job by McCullough to get away, trying to just use all of his strength to lift him up, and he can't do it. 30 seconds left to go in round 2.
McCullough needs to finish this takedown to take the round, I think, at this point. So he's going to be working really hard, but he's got to be careful not to expend all that energy so he can come out to round 3 fresh if he doesn't get the finish that he wants.
And there he finally gets the takedown. Now can he make anything happen on the ground? Cervantes Jr. looks like he's got a guillotine in the works.
Escapes it nicely, but he is setting himself up for a triangle if he's not careful.
And the round ends. 2 in the books, and that one, much of the same of round number 1. Cervantes Jr. with the early hands, and then a lot of takedown attempts by McCullough. A hard round to score, to be sure.
Absolutely. You know, Northern did a great job finally finishing that takedown that he was so desperately looking for.
Cervantes Jr. just coming out swinging at the start of the round, and then from there, like you said, Cameron, a lot of McCullough trying to pressure, does finally finish that takedown. And then it was Cervantes trying to finish it off with a submission.
Northern's going to have a little bit of confidence coming out for those takedowns as well. They were unsuccessful in the first round, but he really made something happen in the second round with him. We'll see if he goes back to the same plan.
So 2 rounds in the books, the third and final 3-minute round coming up.
Come on, Norton.
Just have to clean the cage a little bit before we get going. And both fighters rearing to go. The cage door hadn't even been shut yet. And that just shows you the mentality between these two. They want to get back in there. They want to swing. And McCullough going right away for the shoot.
Lift him up, finish it.
We assumed he was probably going to go back to this takedown, but the setup and the execution were a little telegraphed for that. Cervantes saw it coming.
And once again, Cervantes just continues throwing fists to the back. A single leg. Oh, those are coming right on the jaw. McCullough drops down, trying to avoid him. Just more hands, a leg hook. Cervantes Jr. gets trapped up, but he's still not necessarily down.
Cervantes is doing the right thing by posting on that hand, just looking to get back up. He turns into him hard, gets that foot down, got right back to his feet. Excellent job, Cervantes.
Outside of the last 15 seconds of round number 2, McCullough hasn't been able to keep Cervantes Jr. down with any of these takedowns. He continues to throw the knees. And the two men stay engaged in the clinch.
Back to the knees for Northern. I'd also be advising him to use that other knee on the leg to start to continue to wear those down like he was doing in the last round.
McCullough throwing the knees. Cervantes Jr. just keeps throwing punches right to the head. They're in so tight that he's not generating a whole lot of force, but they still sting. Foot stamp.
If Northern doesn't make something happen, ref is going to step in here and probably separate them, which is going to give that striking back to Cervantes.
Still just a cat and mouse game up against the wall of the cage. We approach 1 minute, and there will be the breakup. And you can see McCullough's face has been busted open. He's got to shoot
There
again.
was a much better takedown attempt.
Still can't finish it off. That cage wall helping Cervantes Jr. as we have less than a minute to go in the round. More fists to the face.
If I'm Cervantes' corner, I may be switching game plan. Instead of throwing those punches, just push his face to the ground. That's going to negate his posture.
And McCullough probably has to make something happen here if he wants to win this via decision. So he's shooting for that takedown. Another sprawl by Cervantes Jr. 30 seconds left.
They're on the ground, but Northern still has not secured that really, truly advantageous position, and Cervantes is doing well fending it off.
Just 15 seconds left. Two men in a similar position. McCullough trying to roll him over, and that will do it. The horn goes. And a good fight between these two men ends in a hug and an embrace. But we won't know who the victor is until the judges make their decisions. A lot of similar action in round 2 and in round 3. Takedown attempts by Northern McCullough.
Good one here. That one was a little telegraphed. Cervantes knew it was coming immediately. But going back to that same game plan. This one much more successful. Still didn't get the takedown, but it was set up well. He should watch this one again and take notes back home for his next fight. That was a great way to execute a takedown attempt.
So it's in the hands of the 3 judges here this evening.
Let's have a nice round of applause for both these fighters, giving it all they had for 3 straight rounds. With this fight going the distance, we now go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Laz Martinez scores the fight 29-28. Judge Tim Turner also scores the fight 29-28. Judge Scott Markert scores the fight 30-26. All in favor, it's a unanimous decision. Fighting out of the red corner, your winner, Cesar Cervantes.